Well, some of the most vivid images of the Vietnam War included the emotional return of American prisoners of war held captive by North Vietnam. Now, the scene unfolded multiple times in South Dakota during the course of the war. KELOLAND's Perry Groten shows us some of the historic local homecomings as part of our look back at 50 years since the war.
Air Force Colonel Leo Thorsness arrived at the Sioux Falls Airport in 1973 after spending 6 years in the notorious North Vietnamese prison known as the Hanoi Hilton. By then, the recipient of the Congressional Medal of Honor was already planning a career in politics.
My goal is to someday be a senator from the state of South Dakota. I am be looking awfully hard the first few weeks after being out of the military. It's the first time I'll have an opportunity to really talk politics.
During his captivity, Thorsness's wife joined other military spouses across the country in a letter-writing campaign calling on North Vietnam to release all American POWs.
All we want is the return of our husbands and sons. We represent no radical elements.
The fate of American POWs was also a priority in Congress.
I don't think we can use the prisoner of war issue as a political football. I think too many politicians are doing that nowadays, and I think our objective should be to try to bring them home instead of just talking about them.
Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Willis Forby returned home in 1973 after spending 7.5 years as a prisoner of war.
5 of those years, no one knew he was a prisoner. He was listed as missing in action.
Well, I think the most important thing that kept up my strength and courage was just keeping faith in God and in my country, the United States of America.
That same year, a new POW MIA flag was raised for the first time over the South Dakota Capitol in Pierre, a daily reminder of the many Americans who still had yet to come home. Perry Groten, KELOLAND News.
Leo Thorsness would go on to pursue that career in politics, including unsuccessful campaigns against Senator George McGovern and Congressman Tom Daschle. He later moved to the state of Washington, where he was elected to the state legislature. Thorsness died back in 2017. Well, this weekend, we are taking a look back at the groundbreaking trip. In 1988, a KELOLAND News crew traveled to Vietnam with Senator Larry Pressler, who was the first Vietnam veteran elected to the Senate.
Senator Larry Pressler wanted to visit a restaurant he was familiar with in the village of My Tho in the Delta. And as we wound up our lunch with the now customary beer toasts, we found out we had been dining with the area Viet Cong leader, now a provincial official, a Mr. Hugh. How does he feel about sitting down with former enemies? Was the war necessary?
It's a pity it had happened. It's better if the war didn't happen. But anyway, now it is ended, and we are very happy, and we are now rebuilding our country.
Voice of Steve Hemmingson. On a special Inside KELOLAND, we're revisiting our coverage from 1988 and hearing from 3 South Dakotans who made that trip. Watch tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Time and Sunday night after the late local news.